people like to talk about black-on-black violence. This is not a new idea that I'm saying, but just something that's kind of common sense. If you're looking at actual statistics of crime rates, we have to also talk about white-on-white violence because there's no difference. Black-on-black violence is not some phenomenon that just happens to black people. White people kill each other too, they just don't get reported in the same way. That's just a fact. You can look it up yourself. It is what it is. Here's the poem.
This is no lamentation. No sorrow-filled wolves are we. This is a poem for the fallen. For the ones struck down too soon.
For them would have been ones.
And them could have been ones.
For the bodies that felt the full audacity of helplessness.
For the limbs that were stretched by the meanness of steel. This poem is for Amadou Diallo. Shot 41 times as he reached for his wallet in the vestibule of his building.
And Edward Anderson, shot while cuffed and on the ground.
And Anthony Baez choked to death.
And Frankie Arzuaga shot in the head.
And Renee Campos, who was forced to swallow more than half his t-shirt.
And Garland Carter shot in the back.
And Angel Castro, whose teeth were broken on the hood of a police cruiser before they gunned him down at the age of 15.
And Shirley Colon, whom they pushed from a roof of a housing project with her hands cuffed and behind her.
Her body split the pavement into a canyon of spilled possibility, and Moises de Jesus beaten to death for having a seizure.
Arthur Diaz for dumpster diving.
Kenneth Fennell shot 4 times in the head for driving 70 and a 65.
And Ramon Gallardo shot because SWAT team members were at the wrong address.
And Robin Pratt, whose tiny 9-year-old frame was ripped apart by machine gun bullets because SWAT team members were at the wrong address. And Johnny Gamage,
dead.
Wayne Garrison,
dead.
Melise Green, dead. LaTanya Haggerty, dead. Eskil Hernandez, dead. Solomon Hernandez, dead. Felix Jorge Jr., dead. Taisha Miller, dead. Paul Childs, dead. Oscar Grant, dead. Ramarley Graham, dead. Sean Bell, dead. John Crawford, dead. Eric Garner, dead. Kajimi Powell. Dead.
It's also about James Holmes,
alive,
who killed 12 people in an Aurora movie theater and was arrested. And Jahar Sarnev,
alive,
the Boston Marathon bomber who was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine, described as a popular, promising student,
a normal American kid,
who police spent 3 hours negotiating with to surrender. It's about Mike Brown, an unarmed teenager who was shot with his hands up, who newspapers described as no angel.
Don't shoot.
It's about, and you ask us to give up our rage. You say our anger is not the kind that can incite healing. You worry more about the inconvenience of roads blocked and the blood spilled on them.
Hands up.
When police arrive, they will call for peace.
Hands up.
Holding their AK-47s and batons.
Don't shoot.
In Ferguson, black and brown boys set fire to the graves you built them. Walk back from your man-made truth that boys like them can't bloom, can't be brilliant, can't be gentle, can't be innocent. Throw your racism back along with your tear gas and say, hey, I think this belongs to you. It's about understanding that oppression is a well-polished liar positioned between us so that we can't ever fully see each other. The home-cooked meals they race to get to, the homework they stay up late finishing, the crushes they tweet about, the dreams they harvest about college, and making sure their mamas are taken care of in the midst of the horror story you chase them with, in the midst of neighborhood schools that don't think enough of them to have art programs or textbooks. These boys who get to wear their hoodies and blast their music as loud as they want to. It's about little kids who learn about danger and who to fear by seeing their older brothers slammed onto police cars for walking in the wrong neighborhood. Children who like pancakes and Saturday morning cartoons, who ask their fathers, hey daddy, what's suspicious?
After 13 hours of labor, I was rendered a son who keeps impossible daylight in his eyes. I find him up late at night, sneaking to watch CNN. He hears names like Eric Garner, John Crawford, Mike Brown. They all sound like men obliged to bleed. They all sound like, hurry, hurry, step right up to get beat down. See the oldest show on earth, a black boy.
Branded monster.
Going.
Gone.
Gone.